Welcome to Film and Page. I'm Dominic, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about Strange New Worlds Season 1. So I already talked about the pilot episode and what I thought of it, but now that the series is, the first season is over and it's in the can, I wanted to give my thoughts on it. So I have been really disappointed with most of modern Star Trek, starting with Star Trek Discovery. I really look forward to that show, and I was really disappointed, and I made it through Season 1 and part of Season 2 and gave up. I didn't like Lower Decks. I watched a few episodes of that, couldn't get into it. Star Trek Prodigy, I don't know yet. I haven't watched enough episodes. And Star Trek Picard Seasons 1 and 2 were brutal. They're really bad. They were really bad. I'm really disappointed in that one. So when news came out about this one, I really wanted to like it. I want to like every Star Trek show. Every Star Trek show that comes out, I want it to be good and I want to like it. And I felt that way about all the shows that were coming out. The only one I wasn't excited about was Lower Decks, because I knew exactly what that was going to be. I wasn't looking forward to it, and it delivered on exactly what I thought it was going to be. So when Strange New Worlds was announced, I was really excited, but I was hesitant. I don't know how this is going to be. You know, Picard really sucked. Discovery really sucked. But after watching Season 1, this is a blast of fresh air, and finally they're getting it right with Star Trek. And I think this first season was really solid. And if I want to compare it, and it's easily the best Star Trek show of the modern Trek, easy, it's not even, no comparison. It's the best one. Now the other shows put the bar really low, I realize that, but it is really, this one is the best. And as far as comparing it to older Star Trek shows, I think I like this better than Enterprise, even though it commits a lot of the same sins Enterprise did. So when Enterprise came out, I was really excited for that, it being a prequel. And when I made the first 2 seasons of Enterprise, and that was like the first Star Trek show I gave up on. But what I was expecting something that would have more of the spirit of the original series with Enterprise. And then it didn't look anything like it. Not what I was expecting it to really look like it, but it looked a little almost too sleek, a little too advanced, the ship did. And I was expecting something a little bit more like a Daedalus class. And originally it was going to look like that more, but Rick Berman kiboshed it and said, no, it's got to look more sleek, got to have a saucer, all that kind of thing. So, and then it just felt like a prequel that didn't fit. It didn't really feel like something that was a precursor to the original series. And then on top of that, it had like a lot of canon violations, and then they brought the Borg in. I never really, I always hated that when they did that on Enterprise. They brought the Borg on an episode. It's almost like, well, we need ratings, bring in the Borg. And at that point, I was so sick of seeing the Borg because they're always on Voyager. Where a lot of the gripes I had with Enterprise, Strange New Worlds commits the same ones, but I can get past it because Strange New Worlds gets closer to the feel of TOS than Enterprise ever did, and this is more of what I wanted out of Enterprise. I'm getting it from Strange New Worlds. So right off the bat, the ship looks way better. I love the ship. The uniforms look way better. And I think the cast overall is better than Enterprise. On top of that, Anson Mount is a better captain. I like him more than Captain Archer. The only thing that Enterprise I think is kind of superior in when it comes to Strange New Worlds is I like the interior of the NX-01 more. It's a little bit more realistic. Because one thing it did do as far as making it seem like a precursor to TOS is you always got the sense that was a really small, uncomfortable, cramped ship that they were on. Where Captain Archer's quarters were really small and really cramped. Where the interiors of the ship on Strange New Worlds feels way too big, like way too voluminous. Like sick bay is huge. Captain Pike's quarters are like the size of 10 forward on the Enterprise D. So I'm not really a big fan of the interiors of Strange New Worlds, but I do like the exterior. And so because of those reasons, and the other thing is Enterprise just always feels like a prequel that doesn't fit, where Strange New Worlds, to me, I don't think of it as a prequel. I think of this as a reboot or a remake of the original series. That's how it feels. It feels a lot more like a remake of TOS than a prequel to TOS. And I think of it that way. And I think of it as an alternate universe Trek. So it's, in my headcanon, it's like a reboot or alternate timeline show. And just watching it from that perspective, I actually enjoy the show a lot more. And some of my favorite episodes of the season was Memento Mori. I thought was really good. I like that one where they fought the Gorn. And the Gorn ships, even though they were really redesigned from what we've seen previously, I thought it was a pretty good episode, that cat and mouse game they played. Another episode I liked was Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach. That was like a really classic episode where you go on this planet and then you have this moral dilemma, but you really can't do anything about it because of the Prime Directive. Thought that was a really good one too. And it just reminded me of a lot of episodes I've seen on TNG and TOS and things like that. And another really good one I liked was The Serene Squall. I thought that one was really good. And it introduced a really interesting new villain or antagonist that for sure will come back later on, Captain Angel. Thought that was really good. And my favorite episode was the season finale, Equality of Mercy, which was basically a remake of Balance of Terror. But I thought it was a really fun episode to watch, and I thought it was neat how they recreated scenes from Balance of Terror with the new cast, and even brought in old music cues from that original episode, things like that. I thought they did a really good job. Really had fun watching that one. I actually watched that one twice. And just some of the things I liked about season 1, besides the episodes I just talked about, was the design of the Enterprise. I really like this Enterprise. Captain Angel, a really good new character that they brought in. I think the actor did a good job, and hopefully, and for sure, they're going to bring that character back. And she makes for a really interesting villain. Again, Anson Mount as Captain Pike. Man, they really nailed the casting here. He was a really good captain. I really like him. And the cast overall is really good. I like the cast. It's a lot better than what Discovery's cast was, or Picard's cast. There's not really any characters I find really annoying. The only one that's kind of annoying is Lan Noonien Singh, the security girl there. The other thing I really like is the music and the intro to this show. I really like the music. I think the music is overall, and I love the intro. That's another thing about Enterprise. I just hated the intro to that show. And that was the first thing about it that disappointed me right off the bat when I started watching. I remember when I was watching the pilot and that weird theme songs, I was like, what are they doing? They should have had an intro something like what Strange New Worlds has. Strange New Worlds has a really cool intro with that kind of the updated version of the original theme and stuff. I really like it. Now, as for some of the things that I didn't like about the season 1, I didn't like the way they kind of sent off the Doctor's daughter, M'Benga's daughter. That was kind of a storyline I was enjoying. There's a lot of heart to that, watching him. It's kind of sad watching him interact with his daughter, and he was on this quest to cure her. I honestly thought that would go a season or two more, and then he eventually would just cure her, and they could live together. But then, in the episode that it happened in, I think it was the weakest one, that episode, where his daughter just he joins with this weird alien entity and then becomes like a new life form kind of deal. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that, what they did with his daughter. And the other thing, I don't know why they killed him off. I thought that was really stupid. He was a really good crew member, really interesting character. So yeah, I don't know why they did that. And like I said earlier, the interior sets. I really like the outside of the ship, not too keen on the inside. The bridge is starting to kind of grow on me, but it feels like too over-designed. Like everything's got to be super lit up, and there's all this, it's like too much going on for the interior sets. But the thing I have to say that I hated the most in this season, and it was actually in the final episode, Equality of Mercy. I could not stand Paul Wesley as Captain Kirk. That was some of the worst casting I have ever seen. As soon as he showed up, I was like, what is this? Please don't tell me this is going to be Captain Kirk. And it is. I don't know how they could nail it so good with Captain Pike. Even Ethan Peck, he's not Leonard Nimoy by any stretch of the imagination. But he's an okay Spock, and he's grown on me. But the guy as Kirk, no. doesn't do it for me at all. They completely shit the bed there. That was my least favorite thing about this season. So overall, I'm liking this so far better than Enterprise. I don't know if it'll surpass Voyager. I'll have to give it some more time. But pretty solid first season, and I find myself looking forward to watching Star Trek again. So that's everything I got to say in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I will see you at the next one. I'd like to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you all in helping this channel grow. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded.